the lobby of Fort Wayne Virtual Academy, which is an online school giving students an opportunity to learn in a different way. I was invited out today to be principal of the day, so I'm going to take you inside of the school and learn more. Come on. Principal Byron.
Good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to the
How
Virtual
are you?
Academy. I'm well.
Thank you. Look at this place. It's so nice.
So currently, we've been in this building since August. This is our first year here, our second year of operation. So I will say this: excuse our mess, as we still put things together and just try to make it home for us.
Yes.
But we're currently walking through our secondary wing. So this is 6 through 12. Fort Wayne Virtual is all inclusive, so we're K through 12. We're the only school in the district that goes K through 12 with the closed system. So here, right now, like I said, we're in our 6 through 8 cores on the outside. We have special ed, and then we also have our related arts in this area too. So let's walk around and see the
Yes, this is great. So you say that you've been here for a year.
Yes.
And what's so fascinating is the fact that you are a virtual school, but each of the teachers have their own classrooms. You have a counselor, and you're really operating like a full school.
Yes.
On a virtual sense. So I just find I'm really excited to explore and just to learn more.
We started during COVID because of the need to remove kids from school during COVID.
Right.
But I think what we learned was it worked for some people, and they wanted it to stay. And so we tried it last year. We were a school inside of a school. We were located inside of Wayne in a little bitty space. But I think we performed pretty admirably. And we decided that this needed to be something that stayed. And so we found ourselves a location. And again, we are a school. We're a full functioning school. And I was explaining earlier that we try to mirror everything that happens in a brick and mortar. Every opportunity that a kid has in brick and mortar, we want them to have at Fort Wayne Virtual.
Yes, that's incredible. Okay, well, let's get started. How do you start your day?
My day usually starts with calendar reconciliation.
Okay.
And what I try to do is, I think we all work on to-do lists, things, task lists that we need to get done. So I try to create one at the top of the day based on priorities. And the students are always first in those priority lists. So if I have to touch students, my number one job is being in classrooms. Is seeing that instruction. So I try to spend 70 to 80% of my time inside a classroom, watching the teacher, observing the students, and watching the growth. But again, I start because we are, like I said, we're the only school in the district that's K to 12. There's a lot of balancing. You got to take off the elementary hat, put on the middle school hat, put on the high school hat. So I try to reconcile my calendar every day so everyone's getting a fair share of me being there and supporting what they're doing throughout the day.
So we were over at the Scrum Wall, and you were explaining this book?
Yeah, Scrum is a process of monitoring the work that you're doing twice the work in half the time. And so in creating and building the school last year, there was a lot of work that needed to be done, a lot of things that we need to track and we call move the needle. And so Scrum was our way of doing that.
Okay, so how does this process work?
Each morning at 9 o'clock, the admin team comes together, everybody brings Post-its and a pen, and that's all you need. You start with everything that you have to do. And we don't actually put everything on here, but we actually put things on here that affect us all. Okay. So if it's just something that I do, like classroom observations, I don't put that on here. But if I need someone else in collaboration, it goes on the Scrum Wall.
Okay.
And every day we come back and track it. We move it from to do, to doing, to done.
Look at that.
And we kept all our, and that's just this first quarter.
Really?
We have all our Scrum from last year, and it is impressive.
Yes.
So again, it's just a way for us to make sure that we're moving things to completion.
Okay, great. So you're about to have a Scrum meeting.
We are about to have
All
a
right,
Scrum
I would
meeting.
love to see it.
All right, let's get it going. The Scrum team is actually my office manager, Heather Burgess, my elementary instructional coach, Christian Roberts, my secondary instructional coach,
Hi.
Dr. Jaron Mann, and my guidance counselor, Matthew Lockman. That is Scrum.
And I would like to put a Scrum up.
Yes, ma'am.
It's upside down. My Scrum reads, being the principal of the day, and I'm doing that right now. And by the end of the day, I will move it to completion.
Nice.
Awesome. Yay.
All right.
We just scrummed.
We just scrummed.
Joining me right now is Matt Lockman, who is the guidance counselor for the Fort Wayne Virtual Academy. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, and how has that transition been between being face-to-face with students to being virtually through the screens?
Honestly, at first it was a bit challenging and difficult because part of being a school counselor, you want that interaction, the face-to-face interaction, the nonverbals, that kind of thing. And so it did take a bit of getting used to. So everything obviously is done through Zoom, every meeting that I have with students. So if it's social emotional support or academic support, it is through Zoom, and it was a bit of a transition and a bit frustrating at first, but I've sort of moved past that and really enjoy it.
As a counselor, you have to monitor and kind of watch for signs or triggers of either mental health struggles, if a student is struggling in their academics, or any issues that they may be having at home or maybe with the teacher. So how do you make that observation and really do your job well in this setting?
So I think the A is just constant communication with the families and the parents and say, here, I am here, this is what I can do to support you. And you find that when you do that, the parents will reach out, and then once they realize, oh, I have someone that I can turn to at the school that can provide not only my child that support, but us support, then they kind of get the word out to other families, and then through the teachers as well. Teachers have them in class every day, and I pop into their classrooms as well, but the teachers are a great source as well, like, hey, this student seems off today or this week.
Absolutely. And what is the biggest thing that you would share with parents to help them just identify if their child is struggling academically in whether they're in school or at home?
Yeah, so the biggest thing as far as academically, parents just need to stay on top of their children's progress through Power School and Schoology. I find that a lot of parents don't do that necessarily when they can have access to daily what their child's grades are. Attendance. That's kind of the best way to stay on top of it. And also just remain in constant contact with their teachers through the Virtual Academy, through Schoology and Power School, and it's all there for the parents to have instant access to how their kids are doing.
Yes.
We're entering our collaboration station,
Okay.
And this is very important to us. Being a small school, and I don't know if I explained this, we have one teacher per content area. And on the secondary level, so we have one math teacher, one English teacher for high school, same for middle. And then on elementary, we have one teacher per grade level. So we don't have the multiple classes and departments that you see in a building. So our collaboration is key. And so all of our professional learning, all of our staff meeting, data meetings occur in this space here. So what you have on the table is, we have pickup next week, supply pickup. So we're getting manipulatives in the hands of our elementary kids. We're getting periodic tables into our middle school and high school kids' hands. We're getting music charts for our music kids. But again, like I said earlier, everything that they offer you or the opportunities you have in the brick and mortar, we want to make sure we do it there, including the supplemental resources that go with that. We're constantly thinking of how we can be better. And so what you see on our wall post-its is what we call our vertical continuum. Since we are the only K-12 school in Fort Wayne community, we can actually control how a kid enters and exits a grade. A lot of times they're receiving whatever the other school did, but our teachers can talk and say, hey, I can guarantee you coming out of third grade, these kids will know these things. Entering fourth grade, they will know this. And so we constantly have those conversations collaboratively about what needs to occur in these classes so our kids are ready for that next level.
Coming up later in the show, I speak with teachers, students, and parents at the Virtual Academy and learn about their experiences and how I can support them as their principal for the day. Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, good. My name is Jessica Williams, and I am the principal for the day. So I wanted to be able to talk with Liam and just to get an understanding of your experience at the Fort Wayne Virtual Academy. So what class are you in? What grade are you in?
I'm in 4th, Mrs. Gunston's class.
Okay, and how is school life through the screen?
I would say it is really good. I get to see my family, pets, sometimes friends every day because of Virtual Academy, because I get to see them more often.
Mrs. Vasquez, the art teacher, and Mr. Brenneman, the PE teacher, we didn't know how those things were going to work virtually. And they've just done a really good job keeping the kids engaged and, having a high level of energy.
And what made you make the decision to have your kids go virtual instead of in classroom?
So actually Nora is a cancer patient. And so with the pandemic, going in person wasn't really an option for us while she was in treatment. And so I looked into a few other things online and actually just kind of happened to stumble across the Virtual Academy and was really excited when I found it because I wanted her to be able to have a teacher and other classmates. And so it's going really good.
With me now is Amy, and she teaches high school science. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
So what has your experience been being a teacher here at the Academy?
It's been fantastic. When I found out that Fort Wayne Community Schools was going to be opening a virtual academy, I really wanted to be a part of it because my goal was to make sure it wasn't just a click-through academy, and I want to design lessons that make the students really think and analyze and that they can't just Google their way through.
It's definitely a different experience. When I first got into it, it was a lot more work, but you also don't deal with all the different challenges that you have in person.
Yeah, so what are some of the challenges from in person that you don't face now virtually?
The amount of, we'll just say classroom disruptions has diminished to almost zero. So you get to focus on the work and the students a lot more.
I have ADHD, so personally from my experience, it's harder because I get distracted a lot more easy. So I think Virtual Academy would be good for people with ADHD like I.
In person, it's there's a lot of drama and it's kind of hard to avoid when it's your friends who are involved in the drama, but you don't want to cut them off. And now, all virtual, there's not that much drama because we're not in person, and so it's kind of easier to talk to someone because you don't have to worry about them taking it the wrong way.
What has been the strongest attribute of virtual teaching that you have experienced?
Well, the strongest attribute is just the flexibility, I think, for the kids and for their parents. They have this option, and if they need to go see grandma or grandpa, in a different state because of illness, they can still get online and they can still get their classes. And so I think that's a great benefit.
And what made you make the decision to go to the Virtual Academy?
We really discovered during the pandemic that she flourished online. She's always been a good student, but she became a more focused student. I think with the online classes, she doesn't have the distractions.
Originally, last year was the fact that we have a daughter that is immune compromised with her health. We decided that would be the best route. We decided to stay this year, though, because of how well last year went. We did take the girls' opinions into consideration over the summer, but it has just worked well. We love the personal attention they receive. They still have their classmates. We love that they have such good experiences with their teachers. We love that they can still have music and PE and all the specials that come with that.
What I love too is that since all of your daughters are doing the academy, that means that they're at home together, right? So they can have more bonding time and supporting each other.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's been really wonderful for our family. This has really given us the opportunity to spend more time together, bond, just kind of slow down even.
Yes.
So it's been really wonderful.
It's been really fun for us to work through it together, where we have a lot of digitized labs and virtual labs, and then a lot of like hands-on learning where they use stuff around their house to try and do some at-home kind of chemistry experiments.
Awesome. And final question, how has the experience been with me being your principal for today?
I gotta admit, I was a little nervous at first with a new boss, like, you know, always, but it's been great. You haven't been too hard on me, didn't give me a lot of extra work, so
okay, good.
We'll just let it go for now.
Okay.
You can have
I'll
another
put in that raise request.
For me? Thank you. I appreciate. Just put a 0, another 0 at the end. That's all I need.
Well, Principal Brown, thank you so much for having me out today.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. And share with us, if parents are interested in their students enrolling in your virtual academy, how would they go about doing that?
We are a lottery school, so the first thing a parent would need to do is apply for the lottery, which opens in November.
Okay.
Slots will be awarded in early second semester, and at that point, if you're awarded a slot in any of our lottery schools, you have to either accept it or decline it.
Okay.
And then after that, a wait list is created once we reach our full potential, and we hold in high school 28 per grade level, and on the elementary level 27. So once we reach those caps, it goes into a wait list and we fill through the wait list.
Okay, well, that means it's in high demand, so you have to get an opportunity for your child to be able to experience the virtual academy. And where should they go?
They should go to the Fort Wayne Community Schools website, enter the parent portal, and you can apply there, and I would encourage you to do it early.
Yes, do it early, okay. Well, we are here out of the lobby of the Fort Wayne Virtual Academy, and that wraps up Principal for a Day. I'll see you after the break.